Once upon a time, at the edge of a small village, there lived an old miller with his 3 sons. He was a poor man who owned nothing more than a mill, a donkey, and a cat. When his time came to leave this world, he divided his possessions among his sons. The eldest inherited the mill, the second took the donkey, and the youngest was left with only the family cat. Saddened, the youngest son thought he would surely starve, but the clever cat spoke. "Do not worry, master. Give me a pair of boots and a sack, and you shall see I am worth more than gold." The boy, though doubtful, agreed, and so began the adventures of Puss in Boots. Wearing his fine boots and carrying a sack, Puss went into the forest. He filled the sack with bran and lettuce, then pretended to be dead. Soon, a rabbit hopped into the bag, and Puss quickly tied it up. He carried the gift to the palace, presenting it to the king in the name of his master, the Marquis of Carabas, a noble title the cat had invented. Day after day, Puss caught partridges and rabbits, always offering them to the king in his master's name. Soon, Puss became a welcome guest at the palace. One morning, while having tea in the kitchen, Puss overheard that the king and princess would be riding along the lake. He hurried home and told his master to bathe in the river. When the royal carriage passed, Puss cried, "Help! My master, the Marquis of Carabas, is drowning." The king immediately ordered his guards to rescue the young man. Puss explained that thieves had stolen his clothes, so the king generously provided him with a splendid suit. Looking noble and handsome, the young man caught the admiring eyes of the princess. Meanwhile, Puss raced ahead of the carriage and warned peasants working in the fields. "If the king asks, say these lands belong to my master, the Marquis of Carabas. Fail, and you will be chopped into mincemeat." Terrified, they agreed. When the king asked, the workers all claimed the land as belonging to the Marquis. Impressed, the king praised his new companion's wealth. Puss repeated this trick with wheat harvesters, shepherds, and reapers, until the king was convinced the Marquis owned all the land. Finally, Puss reached a grand castle belonging to a powerful ogre who truly owned the lands. Boldly, he approached and praised the ogre's power to transform into animals. The ogre turned into a roaring lion, then back again. Puss cleverly challenged him to turn into something small, like a mouse. The ogre did so, and in an instant, Puss pounced and devoured him. When the king's carriage arrived, Puss welcomed him to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas, astonished at the wealth. The king entered with the princess, where golden halls, servants, and a feast awaited. During the banquet, the king declared with joy, "My dear Marquis, it would please me greatly to call you my son." The princess smiled warmly, and soon after, she and the miller's son were married. As for Puss, he was rewarded with great honor, no longer needing to worry about survival. He lived in comfort, chasing mice only for sport, and remained a loyal companion to his master. And thus ended the first adventure of the clever and brave Puss in Boots.